In today's video, we're diving into the world of specialty dining on Celebrity Ascent. From mouth-watering seafood to gourmet steaks and everything in between, we're going to give you the inside scoop on everything we ate at the specialty dining restaurants on this cruise. So grab a seat and maybe a snack, because you're about to see why we think Celebrity Ascent is a foodie's dream come true, as well as all the tips and tricks we learned along the way. We dined in 5 different specialty restaurants whilst on Celebrity Ascent, and one was so good we returned for a second visit. We had plenty of onboard credit for this cruise thanks to our travel agent, thanks Magical Traveller, and so we decided to spend the majority of it on dining. If you've already watched our video about included dining on Celebrity Ascent, you'll know that the quality of the included food is excellent. So we were really keen to ensure we took advantage of all 9 included dining venues, as well as most of the specialty dining. Stay until the end of the video to find out how we ranked each of the specialty dining restaurants we tried on Celebrity Ascent, as well as a rundown of our biggest tips. Let's begin with the Rooftop Garden Grill, all the way up on deck 15, nestled in its own delicious corner of the rooftop garden. We'd been reluctant to try this restaurant previously after hearing mixed reviews, but we were so glad we decided to book this. The moral of the story is don't listen to others and make your own mind up. This open-air restaurant is perfect for warm evenings in the Caribbean or Mediterranean, and the menu offers barbecue classics, burgers, steaks and fresh salad. The staff here were so friendly and helpful when it came to choosing the menu, and they weren't rushed off their feet, so could actually stop and have a proper conversation. For starters, we chose the pulled pork slider trio, which was a huge portion for a first course. The seasonal vegetable crudités served with flatbreads, baba ganoush and hummus. And the smoked chicken wings. We then shared 2 salads for the table. We chose the watermelon and feta salad, and this was so good we've replicated it at home. And the caprese salad, which was especially nice to have a selection of different tomatoes. This was quite a lot of food, and we hadn't even got to the main course. For mains, we chose the filet mignon, which was nicely cooked on the grill, the baby back ribs. This was a good sized portion and a pretty standard dish, so if you're looking for something different, maybe don't choose this one. The rooftop burger, which was very impressive, and the WTF burger. Now, WTF doesn't stand for what you think it does, but to be fair, we did think WTF when these burgers arrived. Just look how tall the rooftop burger is. WTF actually stands for white English cheddar, thick cut double smoked pepper bacon, and fried onion strings. There are sides you can order with the main course, and although it wasn't on the list, we were able to order a portion of onion rings for the table. These were really tasty, and our server was very accommodating, so just ask. By the time the dessert menu came round, we were pretty stuffed, so decided to share desserts. We ordered the cookie with vanilla gelato, and the cookie was warm, soft and gooey. Yummy. And the mason jar s'mores with homemade marshmallow, which was light and fluffy. Overall, we had a great meal in the Rooftop Garden Grill, and it's definitely one we'd do again on another cruise. As of 2025, the cost for dinner here is £43.48 or $45, but you can book before your cruise and usually pick up some kind of deal. Our tip is, if the app says the Rooftop Garden Grill is full, it's usually because they keep some tables free in case there's bad weather. We were able to make our reservation directly with the maitre d' at the Rooftop Garden Grill once we were on board the cruise. Next up, let's move to deck 5 to take a look at the specialty dining restaurants we tried here. First is the fine cut steakhouse. Most cruise ships have a steakhouse on board, so was this a fine cut above the rest? One feature we liked about this restaurant was the views you have, and if you're lucky enough to get a window seat, you can enjoy some fantastic views before the sun goes down. There's all different types of seating here, including these booths, which are kind of quirky. One thing to note though is that these overlook the Grand Plaza, so you will get some of the noise coming from the atrium on these tables. On being seated, we were given some brioche bread and butter set in a pretty flower shape while we perused the menu. We couldn't fault the staff at the Fine Cut Steakhouse, and they were very happy to provide some recommendations from the menu. For starter, I chose the ahi tuna tartare with wasabi mayo, sesame and avocado. This was a light and beautifully presented dish which tasted just as good. Craig opted for the lobster cocktail with melon, horseradish, grapefruit and lettuce. I wasn't feeling overly hungry, so was really pleased I chose the lemon poached lobster tail on top of lobster ravioli. It was just the right portion, and the butter sauce was absolutely delicious. Craig had a bigger appetite, so decided to have the roasted prime rib of beef with a herb pepper crust. This was good, but in hindsight, Craig would have preferred it without the herb crust. The waiting staff recommended us to order all the sides for the table so that we could order them family style, and this was an excellent way to try a bit of everything. We had fries, onions, creamed spinach, smoked bacon, mac and cheese, gruyere tater tots, grilled mushrooms, roasted asparagus and parmesan thick cut chips. If you do have any room left for dessert after all that, there is the ultimate chocolate sundae. It comes with Neapolitan ice cream, hot fudge, sliced almonds, whipped cream and caramel sauce. This was a huge dessert that you could share or enjoy all to yourself. As of 2025, the cost for dinner here is £62.80 or $55, but look out for discounts on this restaurant before your cruise. The 30% flash sale is frequent. This restaurant is popular, so if you want to dine here, it's best to make a reservation before your cruise. We managed to get a table towards the end of the cruise, but we weren't able to choose the time, so bear that in mind. The other specialty dining restaurant on this deck is Raw on 5, specialising in seafood and sushi. We love sushi, so booked a table for lunch on a port day. There was only 2 other tables in, so it was very quiet. Spoiler, we did enjoy the food here so much that we decided to return for dinner one night on the off chance they had a table, and luckily for us, they were able to accommodate. What we found is that if you're willing to pay for specialty dining, the staff will accommodate you if they are able. Here's the Raw on 5 menu. Despite being told the seafood tower was the most popular thing to order, we never actually saw anyone do so on our cruise. We were there for the sushi and it definitely lived up to our expectations. For starters, we chose the homemade lobster and shrimp wontons and the tempura bok choy. Out of these 2 dishes, the tempura bok choy was definitely the winner. The wontons were nice, but the flavours of the lobster and shrimp were just too subtle. The bok choy was crispy and the dipping sauce worked perfectly. For sushi, we ordered Alaskan California roll, the Pacific Tataki salmon roll and the shrimp tempura roll. All were freshly prepared and tasted delicious, but we think the shrimp tempura had the edge on the other 2. The spicy mayo and soy sauce finished it off very well. If you enjoy some spice, we can recommend ordering the spicy shrimp stir fry with thick udon noodles. If the sushi doesn't fill you up, this certainly will.
We've just finished sushi.
Yeah, Raw on 5. It was really nice.
Very nice. I've just had some noodles. A prawn noodle dish, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With vegetables.
Yes.
Oh, spicy.
Yeah. So we
Very
had
nice.
crispy wonton with lobster and prawn. And we also had some tempura bok choy. That was really nice, wasn't it? They were like little fritters. And then some sushi. Very, very nice. Would recommend.
Too much though, we just had.
Well, it was a big lunch.
We had 24 pieces of sushi.
Could easily
noodles,
had
choy.
that for dinner. Raw on 5 is not to everyone's taste, but if you love sushi, we would suggest seriously considering booking this on your next cruise. If someone in your party doesn't eat seafood, there is chicken teriyaki, pork belly skewers and ribeye on the menu, but vegetarian options are very limited. The menu is a la carte, so you pay for what you order. Starters range from around $5 to $14 and sushi rolls are around $10 to $16. For the biggest seafood tower, it's around $120. Let's make our way to deck 4 and to Le Petit Chef. Le Petit Chef doesn't have its own space and instead is hosted in Le Grand Bistro. Le Petit Chef is a unique dining experience we think you should try at least once. It centres around animations that bring your table to life and relates to each of the 4 courses served. It's important to know that it's a set menu because the animation has been created specifically around the dishes. You can choose an alternative menu, but be aware that the meal won't relate to the animations you watch between each course. On Ascent, we experienced the magical cooking book, and it began with a book with blank pages that were brought to life once the animation began. The magical soup for our first course was a creamy potato leek soup with toasted brioche, Gruyere cheese, crispy speck ham and chive oil. It was delicious and we ate the lot. Next, we were treated to an exploration of artificial intelligence created by Le Petit Chef's robot. We were fascinated by the detail of the animation, and the dish that appeared on our table was a citrus poached cod loin with a squash velouté, snow peas and citrus fennel salad. It was a colourful dish and the citrus actually worked really well with it. For the third course, we had a beef tenderloin en croûte, which was beautifully cooked, and the mushroom emulsion added an intense savoury, rich flavour to the dish. It was a generous portion too. The final course was called Candyland, and as you can see, Le Petit Chef was helped by a team of gingerbread people to construct the dessert. It was a rich chocolate cremeux with raspberry coulis, chocolate crumble, yuzu caviar and raspberry sorbet. This was extremely rich, but it was a chocolate lover's dream. So as you can see, the dishes at Le Petit Chef are exquisitely prepared, and there are some well thought out flavours in every course. We don't think the animations detract from the food, and they actually provide a welcome break and some entertainment in between each course. Because of the animations, Le Petit Chef offers 2 sittings for dinner and everyone experiences it together. Full price at Le Petit Chef is £57.06 or $60, but as we've said previously, book this during a sale and you'll save money. because there always seems to be a sale. Let's look at the final specialty dining restaurant we experienced on Celebrity Ascent, Eden. Eden is the restaurant most highly recommended by cruisers, so our expectations were high for this specialty dining option. Unfortunately, on both occasions we've dined at Eden on Celebrity, we've been left feeling unsure what the hype is all about. Being located at the very aft of Deck 4 means that it's the restaurant with the best views. The huge windows offer excellent wake views, although unfortunately not everyone gets a table by the window. The open kitchen gives you a peek inside the preparation area, and music from Eden Bar and Lounge can be heard in the restaurant. You can choose from 3 menus at Eden: the dinner menu, tasting menu, and a plant-based tasting menu. This makes it hands down the best specialty dining restaurant for vegetarians and vegans. We decided to choose from the dinner menu as the tasting menu was 7 courses and we really didn't think we'd make it to the end. The meal starts with an amuse-bouche, and this was a foam with a dried apple slice, but it wasn't anything really to write home about. For our first course, we ordered the truffled mushroom risotto, which was a considerable portion. It was only a starter. There seemed to be lots of oil around the sides. We tried the pan-roasted shrimp with melted peppers, chorizo, and garlic, which was full of flavour, but was certainly on the salty side. The jumbo lump crab cake with a creamy chipotle sauce had a good amount of crab in it. For main course, we opted for the Nova Scotia lobster casserole, and the bacon and sweet corn complemented this dish very well. We also tried the mini filet mignon and beef Wellington, which was presented exquisitely and the meat was cooked just right. Finally, for dessert, we had the lemon mayo tart with lavender cream, the strawberry dessert, and a butterscotch creme brulee, which was nice, but the carrot on top was just a bit weird. You also have an additional dessert stand that's brought to your table with macaroons, small pastries and chocolates, but it was a bit too much after dessert to really enjoy much of it, which was a real shame. A nice touch after dining at Eden is that a chocolate is delivered to your cabin. Overall, we found the main course dishes we chose to be the best of the meal, but the starters were salty and a bit heavy on oil. The desserts were a good portion size, but the additional dessert stand was really not required afterwards. Remember, food is very subjective, so what we enjoy might not be the same as you, and we totally get that. We think this is definitely the case with Eden. At full price, this restaurant is £80.83 or $85. The tasting menus are around $120 each, so it's an expensive dining experience compared to the others we tried on Celebrity Ascent. So now we've shown you the 5 specialty dining venues we tried on our cruise, how would we rank them in order from best to worst? If you found this video helpful so far, we'd really appreciate you hitting the like button to help other people find it. So here we go. Our favourite specialty dining restaurant should come as no surprise because it was the one we went back to for our second meal. It's Raw on 5. Everything was freshly prepared and the flavours were wonderful. As sushi lovers, this gets a big thumbs up from us, but if you don't like seafood or sushi, our second favourite restaurant has to be Cut Steakhouse. We found the staff to be excellent, the portion sizes to be good, and the family style sides an excellent way to try a bit of everything. Coming in very closely at number 3 is Le Petit Chef. The food was very nicely presented and the animations were entertaining between courses, but still didn't overshadow the food. We think this restaurant is very reasonably priced, especially as a similar experience at Petit Chef restaurant on land can be twice the price. At number 4 is the Rooftop Garden Grill. The setting was light and casual, we enjoyed dining outside on a warm evening, and the staff were wonderful. We couldn't put this higher on our list though, simply because some of the dishes were more ordinary, but we wouldn't hesitate to book this restaurant on another occasion or try more of the menu. Finally, this means that unfortunately Eden was our least favourite specialty restaurant. Having tried this on Celebrity Edge and again on Celebrity Ascent to give it another chance, we decided the food isn't quite there to warrant another visit. We found the staff weren't quite as friendly as the other restaurants, which surprised us as overall the crew on Celebrity are incredible. So, what are our top tips and tricks we learn about specialty dining on Ascent? Number 1, if you want to save money on specialty dining, book during a sale before your cruise. The good news is that you can use onboard credit in advance, so there's no need to wait until you get on board the ship to book. Number 2, if you decide to wait until you're on board to book specialty dining, times are likely to be limited, but where possible, they'll always try to accommodate you. Tip 3, some of the specialty restaurants are open for lunch, so if you're interested, the Rooftop Garden Grill and Raw on 5 both offer lunch, but the Rooftop Garden Grill is only open for lunch on sea days and can get booked up quite quickly. Number 4, be aware of dress codes in specialty dining restaurants. It seems to be smart casual in most restaurants, but it was only Eden that really enforced this. Even then, it was a bit hit or miss, with some being allowed and others being questioned about their attire. In Eden, smart trousers for men seems to be the acceptable dress code, and dress code for women was far more flexible. Number 5. If you're unsure what to order, the staff in the specialty restaurants are very good at giving recommendations, so don't be scared to ask. Number 6. If you're dining at a specialty restaurant, make sure you go hungry, as many offer multiple courses and as part of a set price. Number 7. If you're considering a few specialty dining restaurants, a specialty dining package might be worth purchasing. There's a 3 or 5 night dining package that allows you to dine at 3 or 5 restaurants for dinner, or an unlimited dining package, which includes dinner every night and sea-day lunches. You can now make reservations with your dining package in advance, whereas on some celebrity ships, you have to wait until you get on board to make the reservations with the package. If you purchase this far in advance for your cruise, it should be fine, but if you add this closer to the sailing, it's unlikely that it's going to be much left. Number 8. Be aware that specialty dining prices have a 20% gratuity added to the price, so factor this in when you're budgeting for your cruise. So, for example, Eden is $85 plus 20% gratuity fee per person. And number 9, we tried 5 specialty dining restaurants on Ascent, but it's worth mentioning you also have Le Voyage by Daniel Boulud for dinner, Le Grand Bistro for lunch and dinner on selected evenings, plus small bar menus at Craft Social and the Sunset Bar. We hope this video's given you food for thought. We totally understand everyone's taste is different, and so we'd love to hear your thoughts on Celebrity's specialty dining. Just leave a comment and tell us what you think. One specialty dining restaurant we're really looking forward to trying soon is Le Voyage by Daniel Boulud, and we'll definitely be sharing our experience of this restaurant in a future video. In the meantime, if you're looking for more videos about Celebrity Ascent, why not take a look at our other videos? See you on the next one.